Howdy, everybody. Hopefully, the link is readable through there and all that good stuff. I am not, I'm actually, this is also going to be an update stream on this whole thing regarding this channel and all that good stuff. Mind you, check out the podcast right there. But before I go into anything, and also before I let one of the first guests in, I have what's what I'm looking for? I am a poor man's Art the Clown. That's the first time doing this. If you follow me on Instagram or or Facebook or even TikTok, happy Halloween. Then you've already seen this. But nonetheless, I'm going to let in the guest, which is of course the Gunshot. I think making his first appearance on here. My gist is not going to be a recurring thing in terms of these StreamYards, primarily focusing on gaming, but nonetheless, there it is. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I truthfully thought you were doing a Terrifier thing with the paint dozer.
No, yes, I am. The Art the Clown thing, yes.
Yeah, that's what it says. The vibe. Yeah, you know what I did for Halloween? I sat in a garage passing out candy.
Oh, yeah. Well, we didn't get really a lot of trick-or-treaters in my area. Well, in this area, yes, but not where I live exactly. We did not get any.
Well,
at least not that I know of.
Like, we still have like leftover candy, surprisingly, but like we had Airheads and all that; those are gone. Like most of the candy we had is like gone. Me and my brother sat in the garage. We passed out the trick or treaters that were just coming up to the garage because we didn't want them ringing the doorbell because it freaks our dogs out and they start barking. So we decided just to open the garage door and just let them walk up to the garage door, and we just give them candy from there.
Yeah. I'm actually shocked we didn't get too many like trick or treat, like even in the area. At least I haven't heard anything. And trust me, my dog would have barked if somebody knocked on the door. So
yeah, it's crazy. Like it freaking rained. It's been raining over here. Like, and we still got a shitload of trick or treaters. There was a guy in a Slenderman outfit, and he told me like the Slenderman mask. He didn't have the Slenderman mask on, but he had like the tuxedo and all that on. He said he can't see with the mask over his face, so he just didn't have the mask on.
Yeah, like what do you call it? The Slenderman, but yeah, I can see the whole idea of not being able to see through it regarding that, and it's just the fact that like you never know regarding that with that like with the art thing. I would have had to get 1 second.
This is
okay.
When I was sitting out in the garage passing out candy, this is what I wore.
Oh,
yeah,
the Spawn mask.
Yeah, but the problem with this Spawn mask is I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but there's no mouth hole on this thing, so it's very hard to breathe out of, and it's very hard to see out of too because the vision is like completely green, and when you breathe into the mask because there's no mouth hole or anything, it makes the green vision all foggy and like kind of clogs it up and makes it a little difficulty to see. So I was kind of sitting there in the mask for a long time, and I was like, I'm taking this off.
oh! By the way, chicken. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, Rot Lesnar. I get the reference. I heard Brock and Lashley got into a little fight on Raw tonight. I don't watch it religiously. However,
Hey, finally, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, finally, Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley having a rivalry.
Don't let Charlie lie to you. He's the biggest WWE mark ever. He'll follow everything that's WWE related.
No funny. Hey, Gunshot. Hey, oh, hey, Shane, you want to introduce me to your friend?
Oh yes, this is Gunshot. He's one of the co-hosts. So you'll primarily see him on Lennon's Kitchen.
Oh, nice to meet you. Along
with somebody else that that should be joining in a couple of minutes. She said she'll be coming in, so that's good.
And by the way, this name will be for tonight only.
The same, yeah.
I feel like a great discussion we could have is like, what is our favorite Halloween porno to watch? I feel like that's a great, conversation. I'm kidding.
Hey, Cheyenne, I know one you should watch.
What?
Succubus.
Oh my God.
What the hell is that?
I was gonna say for me it would have been the porno channel Burning Angel, where you see all the goth babes getting fucked. That would be mine, if even though it's not like straight up horror, but emo and goth babes getting fucked. That's always great to see.
Oh my, okay.
Yeah.
I was basically I wasn't even going to go live. I went live on Instagram for a few minutes, and then I went live on Facebook for a few minutes. Then I went live on Instagram or TikTok for a few minutes, and I was like, you know what? Why not hit the quadruple and do a fourth stream just for shits and giggles?
Hey, why not?
But something I was going to say. Oh wait, we got somebody else. Oh, we got our another horror fan in here. We got Allie Horror. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello. Your voice is
Hello.
sounding better.
Thank you. That's why I sent the voice message earlier today.
I know it was today. I remember, was I Pat? Yeah, I was still asleep. I know yesterday I was still at work, and my work, the area I was at that day had horrible reception. So therefore I could see messages, but I couldn't listen into voice messages and all that. Rot Lesnar, this is someone else that you will see primarily on Lennon's Kitchen as well. As
Hello, Allie Horror. I'm Rot Lesnar.
Hi.
Just for tonight, though.
But I some people maybe because the main focus of this channel going forward is going to be game streams, and which I did finally get my internet back in order. Rot Lesnar, you know about that. We talked about that the
my
other day.
nieces are absolutely adorable in their costumes.
Yeah. You talk about how your router wasn't working.
Yes, and I had to unplug it and plug it.
Yeah, you couldn't plug your box in.
Allie, what is your nieces dressed as?
Scotty, which is the toddler, she went as Tinkerbell. And then the youngest, which is Ruby, I think she went as a prawn.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And they're absolutely adorable. For the two of you that are in the group, Lennon's group.
Lennon. Hey, Lennon is Chayton's friend in a different way.
Screw you, Rot
Lesnar. Picture of the two of them and their costumes in the messenger group.
I'll have to check it once I get off here, because the only thing that sucks about doing StreamYard through your phone is if you have to click out to go check out something, whether it's a message or something that you have to actually see, then it will kick you out of this. So basically, hey Jay, how you doing? The King of Recess.
Mickey James.
Oh, of course, or Liv Morgan. By the way, Liv Morgan was in the newest episode of Chucky this past week.
Yeah, she got killed.
Yeah, spoiler alert for anybody that's seen it, but it's been almost
apparently it was a dream.
Wait, what? What's this show about?
Chucky. It's basically it's a continuation from the Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky, the newer Chucky movies, but it's a TV show. It's actually really good. I've not been the biggest fan of the most this season so far, but this last episode, probably because it mainly focused on Jennifer Tilly, Fiona Dorff, and Chucky himself, Brad Dorff, and I think that was and Fiona does a spot-on impression of her dad regarding the voice of Chucky.
Hey, can you do a Chucky impression?
No, one, my sinuses are kicking my ass, which is why I'm not out right now. Well, I am.
More lies.
I'm not out, in terms of being out, in terms of
Fine,
I was actually
I'll
going to
do
go
it.
out. All right.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you could. I don't know if you could. I don't know if you could see it earlier, but like when I came in here, Charlie did a spot on perfect freaking Terrifier. It was awesome. He did the whole like creepy smile thing, and the movement with his hand and everything. Jayton nailed that perfectly. 10 out of 10, 100%.
As much as I love horror,
Oh,
I
my
never
DoorDash?
seen
Oh,
Chucky.
sorry, I have
Any
no
of the
candy.
Chucky movies.
Yeah. Sorry, it's trick or treaters.
What'd
I
you
didn't
do,
really
Allie
give you
Moore?
see the Chucky. I have never seen any of the Chucky movies. Oddly enough, I have seen the first movie of Annabelle, but I have not seen the Chucky movies.
Hey,
I don't know if I can get Nahar to watch them with me.
in my
What?
opinion, I think the most scariest villain is Michael Myers.
Oh man, you know what? A
Why?
horror movie. You know
Why?
a horror movie that doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell my reason. It's because a person like him can't exist in real life.
Well, Michael Myers. I think Michael Myers is based off. Is one of those movies that's based on a true story, like the Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, because
Well,
the Texas
Ed
Chainsaw.
Gein, yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Ed Gein was as far as I know Michael ate dogs, but Michael was not. As far as I know, he was not because
Yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is based off of Ed
yeah,
Gein.
Ed Gein.
The
So it's,
actual Texas Chainsaw.
yeah, so is who else? Okay, of course, Psycho, Hannibal Lecter, or Buffalo Bill. Excuse me, Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. Probably a few others I'm not thinking of, but those are the ones. And I'm doing fantastic.
Any of the there's quite a few of the paranormal movies that are based off true investigations done by
Like, of
Ed
course,
and Lorraine.
yeah, like of course, The Conjuring, and of course, the Amityville Horror was another one that was based off of something regarding that. Let's see.
I was,
Okay.
a horror series. A lot of other people didn't really enjoy it. I was a big fan of the Ginger Snap movies. I thought they were enjoyable.
Oh yes, that is probably one of, if not my favorite werewolf movie. And
I
there's
have never heard of that one.
Hey, you know who's an underrated horror character? The Leprechaun.
Oh, I love the Leprechaun.
yeah, Leprechaun.
The original ones, not the newer ones.
Yeah, the one with what's his name? Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis, yeah. Ginger Snaps is actually a really good, like, female-driven horror film. It has like two female leads, like Catherine Isabel, who would later go on to be like in American Mary, which is a fantastic body horror movie if you've not seen it. She was also in Freddy vs. Jason. You got to see her topless in that movie, so that was a great sight to see. I think one of another person who was in Ginger Snaps was also in Final Destination 3.
I have not seen those movies either.
Oh wow! They're making, I think, a 6th movie. Actually, I know Evil Dead. They're making a new Evil Dead Rise. They actually released first image of it. It was originally going to be on HBO Max, but now it's coming to theaters. And what do you call it? Give me a second. Let me see the private chat. Oh, all right. Brains, I'm assuming, because the picture is a zombie, so I would assume that's what he's eating Bobby Lashley's brains.
I also was a big fan of the Prom Night movies.
It's weird for me. If the movies seem overhyped to me, I will not watch it. That's the case with anything zombies, but I have seen 28 Days Later. That one was really good.
Yeah.
And Final Destination. There's probably a few others, but other than that, if it's way too cliche, I won't watch it. It'll take me a few years to actually get around to it.
It was funny, actually. Earlier, I was watching the remake, Zack Snyder's remake of Dawn of the Dead, which is on anybody who has Peacock. It's on Peacock right now. I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray of it. But again, it's the idea of if you don't have it physically, there's a place you can find it. But nonetheless, Speaking of which, that is coming to 4K in January. They are releasing
Chayton,
how-
which Dawn of the Dead do you like most?
I like both of them, but if I had to pick, I actually prefer the remake.
The one of the remakes that I am watching of the older horror films is Friday the 13th with Jared Padalecki.
Oh, that was actually a decent remake. Another one.
From what I've seen of it so far, it is pretty decent. I really like it. For the most part, I really don't like remakes, but this one is really good.
Well, with another remake that has a supernatural character in the lead that I recommend is the remake of My Bloody Valentine. That has, of course, Jensen Ackles played Dean in Supernatural, but also played Soldier Boy in The Boys.
That's a good one. A very shocking twist.
I've seen. I saw the. I saw the original My Bloody Valentine. I haven't seen the remake yet. I'll have to check it out.
See, watching some
there was one old horror film that I did try to watch, but I got bored of it. Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, that especially that one from the I believe it was it in the 70s or late 60s? I can't remember. I'd have to look that up, but I believe it was around one of those eras.
Oh,
I absolutely love old movies, especially if they're in black and white and stuff. Old
movies are adorable for sure.
Rosemary's Baby and Carnival of the Souls. I can be out like a light if I'm watching it with someone.
Okay, I don't know if we consider this movie a horror, but I mean, it's kind of like a horror. I mean, I enjoy it as a horror, but if anybody's ever seen The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, would you consider that to be a horror?
That could be like in a horror thriller scale of it. Someone was gonna say, look at my notes.
There's this movie on Netflix. I don't know if y'all seen it. Have y'all seen Would You Rather?
Yes.
That one was, whenever I watched that, I was like, I kept going, what the fuck?
I enjoyed that movie.
That ending pissed me off.
I like how bleak it was, that in my opinion, but I could see why people didn't like it because it was so bleak.
Like, it was a good movie, but that ending made me so mad.
Why did it make you mad?
Because she went through all that hard work to like get that money to get her brother the treatment just for him to kind of off himself at the end, and it's like Jesus.
I'm looking at the chat. Oh wait, see, watching some vids, including this one, as I chow on my fright dinner. Happy Satanic Day to all who don't celebrate it. Like, seriously. And then we have Child's Play 2019. I know a lot of people didn't. I enjoyed the remake of Child's Play. Was it necessary just since we still have the current Chucky continuity? No, but I liked it for what it was. And Aubrey Plaza, of course, she plays a hot mom in anything. So, it's kind of like, what was that? That horrible Firestarter movie that came out earlier this year with Zac Efron. I said, I truly feel old now that Zac Efron is playing dads in movies.
Oh God!
Because you know another really good horror movie. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this one, but it came out in 2007, and it is called Hush, Little Angel.
I've never heard of that. Baby. I've not heard that one, but I've heard of a movie on Netflix called Hush. Also, Bird Box. I wasn't the biggest fan. I know everybody loved Bird Box. I was not the biggest fan of it. I liked it, but it was I didn't. It was too hyped up.
The only thing that I watched closely related to Bird Box is Hush and A Quiet Place. Hush was really good.
Yeah. Hush is really good. But with the name movie I was talking about, it's called Hush, Little Baby, and essentially, this mother, right? She's watching her daughter or whatever, and her daughter decides to go playing out in the woods. Well, her daughter ends up and I don't really want to spoil it because I feel like if nobody wants to see it. If nobody has seen it, I don't really want to spoil it. But you
Okay,
know,
spoiler alert. Go
it's
ahead
an old movie.
and
It's an old movie. It's an old movie. It came out in 2007, so I guess I can spoil it.
Yeah,
So
I always say if a movie's like a year old or more, especially if it's in the 10s to 20 years plus, then usually I don't mind.
So essentially, so she's the movie's. So essentially, she's watching her daughter. Her daughter goes through the woods. Her daughter's like kickball she was playing with ends up going in this like creek or river thing, and the daughter goes to retrieve the ball, and the mother's not watching her, and her daughter drowns essentially. Okay, now the ghost of her daughter ends up haunting the new baby that she's pregnant with, so her soul is in the new baby. If that makes any sense. So like the mother whose daughter drowned, she's pregnant, and the soul from her old daughter is haunting the one that's her new. If that makes any sense, if you guys what I'm trying to say. And it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting movie.
So it's called Hush Little Angel?
No, it's called Hush Little Baby.
Hush Little Baby. Okay, that I will look. One of the things I like now about searching certain movies or TV shows now, it will always tell you if it's on a streaming service. So if it's on like Amazon or Hulu or whatever else that other streaming services, HBO Max, yada yada yada.
Also, since tonight was Halloween, they did a discount on things on Prime Video, so I decided to purchase Jeepers Creepers Reborn because I want to see if the movie is actually good or if it's ass like everybody says it is. But
yeah, I've heard that like people have been saying it's awful. So I don't know. I'll probably check it out.
Man, I'm giving it a chance only because like as much as I do like the original movie, I don't like the guy who made the original movie. Victor Salva is a horrible person.
Oh yes.
Explain.
He basically is a known child predator.
Yeah, he's yeah, you're right. POD.
Yeah, he did that shit. He filmed him doing that crap on the set of Clown House, and it was disgusting. It's like, ugh.
How do you not know that?
Yeah, and that's why I want to give this like reboot movie a try because it's not made by anybody who's related to Victor Salva. It's made by a whole new team, and I want to see.
Oh, go ahead.
I want to see if like it's good. You know.
Well, it's like Roman Polanski, who did Rosemary's Baby. He's also as a known child predator, where he went, he fled the country. Now, also Roman Polanski, who made Rosemary's Baby, also married to Sharon Tate, which, of course, anybody knows their Manson family history knows what happened with that.
Also, something else that I just wanted to defend a man here for a minute. I don't know if anybody's ever seen Wolf's Creek.
Oh yeah.
The guy who plays the serial killer in that movie, there is a rumor that he raped a person in real life. That never happened. The woman that said that,
I heard about that too.
That woman who said that is a liar, and she changed her story multiple times. And he's had the same story over and over again, and he's told the truth. And he even took a lie detector test and passed it. So everybody who keeps tagging that man in horrible things on Twitter, leave him alone. That dude is old. He doesn't want to listen to that bullshit. Leave him alone.
I think his name was, I can't remember his last name, but I know ironically his last name was Jarrett, which is funny just because no relation to like, for wrestling fans, no relation to like Jeff Jarrett or whatnot. Let's see. Coco says, Halloween Ends, I gave it a 9 out of 10. My man, you fall in the camp who enjoyed it. Same here.
Yes,
I have not seen any of those new Halloween movies. I'm tempted to actually go watch them because I know that they're on HBO Max.
Yeah, I believe the first two are, and then Halloween Ends is on Peacock.
Yeah, the
Halloween
Halloween
Ends is on HBO Max too.
I freaking loved Halloween.
sorry,
I freaking loved Halloween Ends' ending because it was a perfect way to finally.
Yeah, don't spoil it. Don't spoil that. That one's so recent.
It was a perfect way to finally kill off a horror character killer.
You spoil. Oh wow!
I totally will watch it. Is the movie Halloween one of those movies I can watch them out of order, or should I watch them in order?
Have you seen the first one?
Okay.
Have you seen the first one? If you've seen the first one, then you can watch Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills and Ends.
No.
Then I would say watch Halloween, the original Halloween, and then go into Halloween Ends Halloween.
Wait, the original one
Yeah, the original.
from like the 70s.
Yeah, technically there's three movies that go by Halloween. There's the original from the 70s. There's the one Rob Zombie did, and then there's the one 2018. But you would watch the original one on the original one, and then you go into 2018, and then you go into Halloween Kills and Ends, because the rest of the movies, Halloween 2 from Halloween 2 all the way to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 doesn't exist. It's just Halloween, the original from the 70s, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. Halloween.
I will not watch anything Rob Zombie. I refuse to.
You see, I'm a big Rob Zombie fan. I'm just not a big fan of his horror. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed The House of a Thousand Corpses and I enjoyed The Devil's Rejects, but I wasn't a big fan of his Halloween remakes. I thought those were kind of ass.
Okay, I'll watch 78 and then Kills and then Ends.
Well, yeah, or it would be 78, 2018, and then Kills and Ends. That's the current. Yeah, so it's technically 4 movies in that timeline, because they like all that. Now, for Halloween, Rob Zombies, I enjoyed everything once Michael went, and now I'm talking about the theatrical cut, not the director's cut. I enjoyed everything from when Michael got into the sanitarium onward. I did not like the beginning of Rob Zombie's Halloween. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, I defend, just like I defend Halloween Ends and how I defend hello Cherry, how are you doing? But happy Halloween, Cherry. But and then Halloween 6. Those are like my 3 Halloween movies I defend because they're not the most beloved.
Okay, so I am looking on Peacock. There's Halloween 2 and Halloween Ends. So
that's weird. They don't have the original. Well, I believe it is on Shudder, the original Halloween.
I don't have a subscription to Shudder, so I would have to borrow someone's Shudder.
Also, Charlie.
I could sit it to you. I have to look to verify, but yeah. And what were you saying, Gutshot?
Oh, what I was gonna say was, Charlie. As a favor to you, I will watch Jeepers Creepers Reborn, and I will tell you if it's good or not. That way, you don't have to put yourself through that difficulty of watching it. Yeah.
The Steelbook. Also, side note: the Steelbook for Halloween Ends looks pretty badass. I'm still mad I have not gotten the Steelbook for Halloween Kills.
Also, Charlie, I know me and you have talked about this for a little bit, but Christian Bale kind of hinted at that maybe those rumors about American Psycho 3 might actually be true.
Oh, wow.
And he's kind of hitting at that he might actually be in the movie.
Cherry.
He was kind of hitting at that he might actually be in the movie.
Well, that would be good if he did. I'm trying to see real quick, though. Yeah, like, speaking of that, I have the, what do you call it? The American Psycho 4K Steelbook. So I get the light. Okay, there we go. All right, you take it. It just shows him with the suit, but in the original thing, hey, Gino, how you doing, my friend? But and Christian, I know we both don't like this movie, but for completion's sake, I do have American Psycho 2.
Yeah. Seriously, why do they have to get Meg from fucking Family Guy to be in that? That was one of the main reasons why that movie was horrible. Mila Kunis does not play a good killer, and that's not me making fun of her. I'm not saying women cannot play good horror movie killers, because absolutely they can.
Let's just say Mila Kunis, she's great, but she doesn't have to be in everything.
Yeah,
Who?
There's a lot of women that were in horror movies that played killers that could have been perfect with it. Like, for example, Friday the 13th.
Who?
Mila Kunis.
Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. The chick that gets into that fight with Freddy, the one with the mohawk and has knives and shit. Like, if she played a killer, she would be great at it. Like, if they would have gotten her to be in American Psycho 2 All-American Girl, I could believe that. That'd be believable. I would actually generally enjoy watching that.
The Nightmare on Elm Street. This has all the nightmares from Nightmare on Elm Street to Wes Craven's Nightmare. And again, for completionist's sake, I do have the remake on the Blu-ray Steelbook. It is a nice Steelbook. But again, for completionist's sake, I do have the remake.
A lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but Wes Craven's New Nightmare actually was my favorite one in the series, just because
it's a good movie.
Just because
you know what,
I thought it was
that
more
movie's a guilty
interesting.
pleasure.
I thought it was the most interesting one because it kind of takes the movie and it makes it into a real thing. And so it's like, oh, okay, so this victim that she was playing in these movies, Freddy's real now. Bada boom, run. I liked it. I really did.
Did y'all know that Corey Taylor was in a horror movie too?
Which one? Because I know he's done some stuff like the In Search of Darkness. I know he's done those like documentaries and all that.
This one.
The Fear Clinic. I'll have to check that out.
Oh, I don't have to worry about
Oh, you got the original. Good.
Also, I know this is kind of off the subject of Halloween, but this is kind of a fun fact that I found out today. You guys ever seen that movie about the chick who's a surfer, and then during like a surfing thing, she gets her foot bit off by a shark, and she continues to go through a surfing tournament with like a metal foot? You guys?
I've heard of it, but I can't remember it. No.
Okay. So that woman, right? Her actor. You're never gonna believe this, and I found this out today. She's married to Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, Blake Lively?
She is married to Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Blake Lively also was in, that's probably how they met, she was in the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, and she's also currently pregnant with Ryan Reynolds' child, so congratulations.
Yeah, I think it's their third or fourth kid, if I'm not mistaken. I know they have a few kids already. Trying to think, though, yeah, with me, I was talking about Nightmare earlier. Like, I am a bit of a completionist. I will have the good movies and then the bad movies just for completion's sake. Like, for instance, of course, you gotta have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the OG, and then you also gotta. I don't have Texas Chainsaw 3D because I haven't found it, but the other one, Texas Chainsaw, the Next Generation.
Never watched the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie on Netflix. It's horrible. And like
the only thing great about it was the kills. So yeah, I agree. Now I would buy it on Blu-ray if I could, but they have not announced anything.
And let's be for real, that movie was kind of a ripoff of Halloween 2018, especially with like Laurie.
Yes, it was, and they didn't even have the original people like Sally and fucking Gunnar Hansen. Oh, here's another good one. If anybody can play 4Ks now, even if you can't, there is a Blu-ray for this in the 4K Steelbook. But this one, it's the 4K Steelbook that came out a couple of weeks ago with the original Fright Night. Beautiful Steelbook. So I also have all the Fright Night movies. I have Part 2. I have the remake with Colin Farrell, and then I have that other one. Oh, here. For Allie, so she can see what the cover artwork for Ginger Snap. Let me see if I can get the light going.
That looks so cool.
Yeah, so that's that movie. Oh, that's what I was going to say.
All the horror movies movies that I have.
Hey, Chayton, I'm gonna let you go. All right. Thanks for having me here. I'll be watching.
Yeah, no problem,
Okay.
Lester.
Later, both of you.
Have a good night.
So these two, are the only ones of my horror. Hold on a second. What?
I'm here. I was just solo screening you so you could so we can see it better.
Oh, these two are the only ones that I haven't been able to fully watch. I don't know why. I would love to watch them both with someone. I think this one is about a cop.
Which one? Oh, okay.
And
Show it
I
again.
can't remember what the item is. And I have like 50 discs of 12 discs of horrors, classic horrors. And I have all 4 Leprechaun movies, but I only have 1 CD, so I wonder where my first CD is. So I only have Leprechaun in Space and Leprechaun 3.
Also, if I recommend to any person who's just watching horror movies for the first time ever, the first ever horror movie that I recommend they should watch is Bones.
Yes.
And Arne Dickerson is fantastic in that movie because I'm not the biggest fan of CGI stuff. So the fact that Arne Dickerson uses practical effects out through that whole movie, I love that. Like that is amazing. That's one of the things that makes me really love Bones.
Yeah, CG, especially in the early days of CGI. Like we were talking about Spawn earlier with the mask, the Spawn mask from the Spawn movie had some horrible CGI. I still enjoy it as a movie of its time, but the CGI in that movie has not aged well, especially at the ending. I heard there was also do a new Spawn movie, but that's been in development hell for years. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with that.
Yeah.
There is supposed to be a new Friday the 13th series coming to Peacock. I heard about that earlier today. That was like the big announcement because I've been hearing rumblings of something Friday the 13th related.
Do y'all like zombie horrors?
Yeah.
I do, but I've said this the same thing about possession movies. I feel like it's starting to get overdone. Like I saw Pray for the Devil this past weekend, and it was a complete bore. And I just feel like possession movies and zombie movies are done way too much. There are good zombie movies and possession movies, but they just do them too often.
I feel you on the zombies, but I've been thinking that since I was in high school. Always hated zombies. Never really liked them.
Oh man!
If y'all want to watch a cheesy zombie film and haven't watched it yet, Diner, get it. And I'll go ahead and put it. It's Biener. Get it.
Okay.
It pretty much takes place in a diner.
Well, yes. Name Diner.
By the name.
It'd be funny if it did take place in Diner. Then people would be like, "Oh, I'm suing you for false advertising. It's called Diner, and it's not take place in a diner." One of my favorite zombie movies. I will admit I'm not the biggest Return of the Living Dead fan, but my favorite Return of the Living Dead movie is also one of my favorite zombie movies, and that is Return of the Living Dead Part 3. I thoroughly enjoy the what you call
one movie that I started watching in high school that I couldn't stop, that I laughed at quite a bit, is Evil Bong 3.
Oh yes, Full Moon Features. They've done so many different, like the Puppet Master movies. They did Evil Bong, Ginger Dead Man with Gary Busey. They've also had versus movies. I think Evil Bong versus Ginger Dead Man, Evil Bong, Puppet Master. They're all like in a shared universe.
Didn't they also make Idle Hands, or was that somebody else who made that?
I don't think that was
like movies like this, discs like this with multiple horrors on it. So
I enjoy that. I enjoyed Idle Hands. I thought it was kind of cheesy. Another horror movie that I enjoyed that I would like to see a sequel is Deathgasm. I enjoyed Deathgasm.
Deathgasm. I watched that actually earlier this year because now that I'm thinking about it, and it'll be funny because people are going to listen to this and they're going to be like, oh, well, it's already on here. But this is going to be a good discussion. Now, probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to download the audio of this episode of this thing and have it as like a bonus episode of the House of Chain podcast. So I will be doing that once I get done. Now, Deathgasm. I followed I'm subscribed to a YouTuber by the name of Dead Meat, and he does kill counts. So he was doing one for a movie for Deathgasm. And so at that point, I was like, okay, gives me the excuse to finally watch this movie because I've been wanting to watch it for the longest time, but just haven't came around to watch it. So I was like, okay, because I love watching every week the kill counts. So I was like, okay.
I love watching Dead Meat's kill counts. They're really good.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, so I'll watch it. It was on Peacock, so I watched it, and we were, of course, it was actually really good. And again, and yeah, we haven't had anything for a sequel, which is unfortunate. Not every movie, well, every movie in the history of film doesn't need a sequel, but it is what it is. But and Idle Hands was also good because they had Devon Sawa in it, who also was in the first Final Destination movie. Devon Sawa has also been in the last 2 seasons of Chucky, playing different roles, which is funny. Like he plays twins in the first season, and then he plays a priest in this recent season. So
that's crazy.
Oh, if y'all want a good B film, Krampus.
The original, or the one that came out 2015?
Yeah, I believe this one came out in 2015.
Oh, that's okay. That wasn't the one I was thinking about. Yeah, because they went through different Krampus themed movies. I know the movie. Go ahead, Gunshot.
Another horror movie that I actually was gonna recommend to people because these 2 actors actually starred in another horror movie together, and then a year later they starred in this one movie together. But Better Watch Out, I definitely recommend.
Oh yes,
every kill was interesting, and it was done by a kid, but so it's kind of crazy. And like, it's like okay, so a little bit of a spoiler alert for this movie. Essentially, this kid's got a crush on his babysitter, and let's just say a bunch of killing happens because he loves his babysitter and his babysitter doesn't love him back. And yeah, it's a very interesting one. But two of the actors that are actually in that movie that starred in another movie together, they were also in The Visit together. And I liked The Visit. I thought
I remember that one. The M. Night Shyamalan movie. The one that kind of brought him back into the more, what do you call it, more positive, because he did a string of horrible movies. I think after Lady in the Water, and then of course The Last Airbender, and then After Earth, and then I'm trying to think of others, because I like The Village. I know not everybody likes The Village. To me, one of his best ones was The Sign with Mel Gibson, and Joaquin Phoenix has one of the best kind of reaction scares in horror, if you will, with the alien scene and Signs. If you've seen the movie, you know what scene I'm talking about?
No.
You've not seen? Oh, well, that's no one. I'm gonna have to put in in Lennon's chat. I'm gonna put in a list of like certain movies that I recommend for anybody that may either movies that have seen. Let me see real quick. Oh, okay. I'll talk to you about that after we get off the stream. But regarding that, what was I going to say? Oh, so Signs is another one I recommend. Signs for M. Night Shyamalan movie. Trying to think of another great horror film. Actually, let me go back. I will be ending this in a few minutes. Probably at the 50-minute mark, so we got 6 minutes. One, because my phone is getting low, and two, I've got to make a call as well. But nonetheless, let's see. Oh, for an old black and white movie that also inspired the Joker, The Man Who Laughs. That's one. That's
I have not
now,
seen that one yet.
I will say though, it is a silent film, so like just be advised.
I'm okay with that. I love silent films, especially horror. I got quite a few.
And then, of course, let's not Nosferatu for another silent film.
I have Nosferatu as well.
I enjoyed Nosferatu.
There is one movie, I can't really remember what it's called, that's based on Nosferatu. I'll go ahead and
Shadow of
pull that movie
Vampire.
up. It's really good. I highly recommend that one.
Yeah,
They don't realize it's basically about them filming Nosferatu.
Yeah, Shadow of Vampire. That's the name of it.
That one.
I still need to get that on Blu-ray. I've got the original. I've got the remake, but I still need to get that one. Whatever ones.
The intro on that one is ridiculously long.
Oh yes, I'm trying to think. Oh, an underrated kind of cult type horror movie. A movie called Red State. It's what do you call it? Kevin Smith's first foray into horror films. He followed that up with this one, Tusk, which he is supposed to be making a sequel in 2024. So, for us, either YouTubers or people who appear on YouTube, this is another interesting one. It's a movie called Spree with Joe Keery. So that one is one I recommend. And then, of course, since I'm seeing it, The Stepfather, the original. Not the
yes. I love the Stepfather series. I think me and Charlie, I think me and you have talked about those movies a lot. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all three Stepfather movies, and I even liked the remake that came out in 2009. Thought the remake was good.
I do have the remake as well. Oh, for you Foo Fighters fans out there, they did a horror film called Studio 666. Rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins as well. But that was
the drummer. Yes, rest in peace.
Yeah. So and they all play themselves. I'm trying to think of another. We were talking about zombie movies. Well, as far as a technically not a zombie film, but has to do with like viruses and all that, one I'd recommend is the original The Crazies, and then the remake with Timothy Olyphant that came out, I believe, in 2010. This is the remake. That was the remake of it.
Oh my God! I actually have never seen the original. I only saw the one from 2010.
Oh, and speaking of which, Bones. It's still sealed, actually. I'm actually shocked they still have it sealed.
Well, let's do an unboxing of Bones then, shall we?
I actually may save that for a TikTok video.
Oh.
I do these on TikToks and all that. I should start doing that because I do have a good amount of movies that are still sealed that I think would be good TikToks. Oh, for you foreign language lovers out there, Audition is another great one.
What language?
It's let's see. I want to make sure I get it. Japanese. I want to make sure I got the area correct. Let's see.
I mostly do Arab or Korean.
Oh,
or
okay.
Spaniard.
One of my favorite movies, one of my horror movies, is not even in English. It's actually in Finland. I actually understand Finland language. I studied Finland language a lot in school.
Finnish?
So I understand a lot of that language.
I'd watch some Finnish horror. That would be cool.
One of my favorite movies is Don't Be Silent. It's really, really good, and it's in Finnish. It's quite an excellent film to check out.
Yeah, when I was younger, I didn't think I could watch foreign language films, but I actually the first one I started with was Audition, and and then I've gotten into like Martyrs, which is more of the extreme horror movies, like the French Extreme, High Tension, another one that was that came out. There's others out there, of course, the original Ringu and Ju-on and all that. And then there's even one where The Grudge and The Ring go toe to toe. It's in Japan though, but still, it's another one, and they both morph into one being and all that.
If y'all want a good Arab horror movie, Ammar. It's on Netflix. Ammar. That one's really good. It is a paranormal movie. It does deal with possession, but it's gradual, and to me, I barely noticed that there was going to be a possession going on, but it's a really good movie.
Ammar, I will have to check that out because I'm trying to think because my watch list right now on certain streaming services are at times crazy. But with that being said, I am going to be ending this due to, well, one, I got a call, and two, my phone is getting low. But thank you all for coming in. Thank you to Rod Lesnar for coming in and giving his thoughts on things. And thank you to Cherry, Coco, ZTB, Gino, and all that. That's everybody. So yeah, and I'll be upload. This will be on, of course, my channel, but this will also be on the House of Chain podcast. It's like a little bonus episode. I don't know when I'll put it up, but basically when I can download the audio and then format it into the podcast itself. So we shall see. Hopefully, next couple of days, because I am off for 2 more days. So we'll see. But I will send it to the different places and all that. Christian, you want to plug anything before you, since it's also going to be on my podcast, you want to plug anything before you go, before I end this?
Yeah, if everybody could sub to my Gunshot channel, I'm actually about to hit 200 subs, so that'd be kind of nice. My YouTube channel is Anarchist Gunshot on YouTube. I go by my kind of wrestling gimmick, and if anybody could sub to my other channel that I do backyard wrestling on, that'd be kind of nice. If you could go and sub to Hellfire Wrestling, that'd be really nice. I'm at for like 400 subs over there, so getting to 500 would be nice. Everybody could go and sub to that.
You want to plug your TikTok as well?
Oh yes. Go check out my TikTok, the Gunshot 439.
Allie, do you have a channel or anything you want to plug before we end this?
Just my Instagram for my crochet stuff. It's Horror Crochets, and my TikTok is 5 Horror Princess.
You'll need. I didn't even know you're on TikTok. You gotta send me your TikTok on Facebook so we can. Because I'm on TikTok too. Also at the House of Chayton. So with all that being said, thank you all for watching, and also, like I said, I don't think this is going to be a recurring thing. I'll do StreamYards maybe every so often, but primarily this is going to be the home of game streams and shorts. So. And all that. So with all that,
before we end this off, I see it in Charlie's hand, and I got to mention it. We all know, don't smoke, kids.
Don't smoke.
Bad influence.
I know I'm such a bad influence. Yes, I am such a bad influence.
But
But this was fun, guys, and no problem, Cherry, anytime. But with all that being said, y'all take care, and remember, at the House of Chayton, the house always wins. Until then, ta-ta for now.